How's it going, guys?
There's always a lot of talk about the time difference and the sleeping and everything. How do you feel like you and the rest of the guys have adjusted so far right now?
I think for us, it's been a good decision to come early. And, I know the first couple of days it's tough to kind of get your bearings. And, I feel like now we're starting to feel pretty good, get acclimated to the time, zone. And that's not easy. So I think guys are getting good sleep. And I think we're pretty fortunate to have come early because it's not an easy thing to deal with.
How different is this to a West Coast game?
It's pretty different. Yeah. I think it's a little bit easier going that way than this way, just in terms of being able to get acclimated with the time. But I think it's a little bit harder coming out this way.
Hey Mark, Coach just mentioned that it's been a good experience. Like, you guys, the players, coach, everybody, like sharing this trip has been for you guys, like being good spirits for this game.
It's been awesome. He talked about it a little bit, just being all ball. It's just been incredible to be around the guys and just the bonding and experiencing London. This is my first time in London and really out of the country other than Mexico. So I've been enjoying it, taking it in, man. And the people here are awesome. It's different, and so you got to be able to absorb the culture and appreciate that part of it, and which I am. And I know that a lot of everybody else on this team is, and it's been a great trip. It's been a great trip being around the guys, and we look forward to this game. I think we're a focused group right now.
How does it feel to be kind of playing at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as well, and obviously training at these facilities?
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful, beautiful facility. They're top notch here, and we're thankful that they allowed us to come here and see it and practice on it. And so these guys are, like us, they're the best in the world at what they do. So a ton of respect for them and a lot of respect for this facility. They do it well.
What's stood out on the trip so far?
I could name probably about a million things, man. Just being at the hotel, being in that close knit group has been awesome. But also, I went downtown to central London and just seeing how that is, man. It's like I said, it's different. It's almost like I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a New York, Chicago type vibe, but different, And I thought it was cool. I thought the people were, all extremely nice, always willing to offer help and be straight to it, be straight to the point. I like that part about the people here in London. And I think I'll remember this trip for the rest of my life.
Mark, I know you were a soccer star before you focused on football. Did you have any aspirations of playing in the Premier League or anything like that?
I was definitely, way better at playing than I was watching, but I think, if I had continued, I would have had more aspirations to go overseas. I had some buddies from my club that went over and did that sort of thing, but I know how tough it is, and being from America, we're not nearly as good, so.
Yeah. Mark, after a game, I know you guys have moved past the last week's game, but typically when, as a receiving core, they don't perform as well as do you kind of feel like you do, not thinking about it, but you want to kind of step up and really try to, rectify what happened last time?
I know we got a focused group, just kind of the mindset of everybody that receives the ball right now. We know the type of players that we have, and I think there's a hunger, and there's always been that. And I know the type of guys that we have to be resilient, be persistent, and but just focusing on the details because we know what we have, and it's time for us to go out there and do it. Put our head down and go to work. I'm excited about that, man.
Mark, I know, this is an adjustment and everything, but do you almost feel like, and I guess you won't know until you play, but do you almost feel like this was almost a good week for this? Coming off a bad loss, you're kind of shielded from maybe some of the negativity of that loss if you were back in Baltimore hearing and listening about it. Do you feel that at all, that this was kind of a good week just to be bonding with your teammates and preparing for a football game?
That's like a loaded question. I think, having a win, under our belt in a game that we clearly should have won against a team like that. So, I don't think it's ever a good time, but I think it's been nice to be around the guys, and it's been nice to be able to bond. And but like I said, I think you look at what Adele said yesterday, just watching it through the media a little bit, and I think those guys have an incredible view and outlook of what we have to do and our job to be done, and all 11 guys on the field at the same time doing their job. Yeah.
Mark, John talked Wednesday about just how he had the 45-minute team meeting with you guys. Was the tenor of that meeting, the length of it, anything out of the ordinary?
No, the beautiful thing is, it's obviously not a good job on the last Sunday, but it's a long season. We have an opportunity to get back ahead and and have a good game. So Doe said it yesterday. No team won a Super Bowl week 5 or 6, so or 4 or 5. So we're going to work on getting better. We're going to be a hungry group. I'm excited to be lasered in with the guys this week.
Mark, earlier today it was confirmed that flag football will be an Olympic sport in 2028. What do you think that will mean to American football, and will you be joining Tyreek Hill if he's serious in setting up a team?
Yeah, I think you could put Tyreek out there and he'd probably just do the job himself. Yeah, that's interesting. Obviously playing in the Pro Bowl, I got an idea of how that could work out, and that was a great time. So I know those guys can fly around, and some of those guys playing flag football will be pretty special. So I got a few plays in mind of last year's Pro Bowl, which were pretty fun.
Mark, how do you feel about the explosion of popularity that the tight end position has been in the last weeks?
Yeah, obviously, a lot of buzz and social media about Trav and obviously Taylor Swift, and that's an exciting thing. I think all the tight ends are. He's the type of guy that he's been raising the bar for a long time.
Anything else? One more.
What do you expect of the fans? Like, it's obviously a bit different to when you play in America. Like, what do you think the atmosphere will be like?
I hope that they go out there and just have a lot of fun, man. Be loud. I know those soccer games or football games. I know they go crazy, so I'm expecting that. Even if they don't know what's really going on, man. If someone makes a play, just go wild. Do your thing. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to be in that atmosphere and be in this culture, and really get a feel for it.